Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. As always, guys, want to thank everybody for their support over on Patreon. We couldn't do it without you guys. There are exclusive Patreon videos each week going up over there. And I wanted to just touch on where the world is today in the bigger scheme of things. Here we have again Zelensky. Yes, the leader of Ukraine. Again, he was born January 25th, 1978. 1978. This, by the way, is IMDb. This is all about actors, which he is an actor. Absolutely. Especially a comedian, a screenwriter, a film producer, also a director. He literally played the role of president of Ukraine before he was actually elected as the president of Ukraine. Servant of the people. Many people are aware of this. Again, it's good to reiterate it. When we look to Ukraine itself, again, Zelensky born 1978. So when he was born, Ukraine was not a sovereign nation. When you look to Ukraine's journey to becoming a country, it was marked by periods of domination by various empires and states. So here's a little overview. In 1918-1921, the West Ukrainian People's Republic was proclaimed on October 19th, 1918. That's the last year of World War I, following the disintegration of Austro-Hungarian Empire. The WUPR aimed to establish an independent Ukrainian state in Western Ukraine, distinct from Polish and Russian influences. 1921, Bolsheviks seized control in Russia, and Ukraine became part of the SSR within the Soviet Union and, part of the USSR. Ukraine gained independence in 1991. So Zelensky would have been 13 years old at that point in time. Through a series of referendums with conflicting results. The first referendum on March 1991 showed 83.5% of the voters supporting the preservation of the USSR. The second referendum, December 1991, so, here you go from March 1991 to December 1991. And that second referendum resulted in 93% of the voters supporting Ukrainian independence from the USSR. So when we look at the big scheme of things, as we are so close to a global World War III, and really what would be two of the main pieces of that, it would be Israel and Ukraine. Again, Israel was reestablished after the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 AD, and the diaspora. It was reestablished in 1948. Do you think this is just a coincidence? There are no coincidences. We have the wife of Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, Elena, spent more than $1 million on Cartier jewelry in New York. This was a big hubbub going on. Wow, that's a lot of money for jewelry for especially somebody that was a comedian, not really making a ton of money. Meanwhile, he purchased a $88 million euro hotel in France, as you see. Courchevel, I guess that's how you would say it, is known to be wildly popular with billionaires, Hollywood celebrities, and British royals. How did he do this? Now, it's interesting because you'll see all these readers' context things that are trying to tell you, oh, no, this isn't true. There's no truth to this purchase or that purchase. While Ukrainian soldiers busy dying on the front line, he bought 2 luxury yachts. Lucky me and my legacy. 45 million euros. Again, luxury yachts. Stunning. 2 of them. Wow. Meanwhile, his elite real estate's being discussed in Germany. He has a castle in Crimea that costs 25 million, a villa in Italy, 20 million euros, and a new villa bought in England, 27 million pounds. Wow, acting really pays off. As you see these articles, they're from multiple sources, all sorts of purchases. Here, Zelensky became the owner of one of the largest casinos in Europe. And you'll find that, they're trying to tell you that, no, this is not actually accurate. That's not actually accurate. But when they're saying that, they're looking into things like, purchasing this through the name of the mother-in-law, or, this is part of a group purchase. As you see, this is Highgrove House, former home of King Charles. Absolutely. He is the new owner of this estate. So, there's a lot of loopholes. Again, nobody can figure out the tax system in the U.S., for instance, and it's done purposely because obviously you have to be part of the inner sanctum. You have to be part of the group. You have to be part of one of these secret societies, or, make these type of deals. In many people's minds, you have to be part of the system to really thrive in the system. This is another article. Again, this is all going on in the past several years, the past few years. $200 million to buy a 5-star casino in the beaches of Cyprus. Cyprus, how beautiful, beautiful location. And again, he has a company called Film Heritage Inc. So, these little notes that you get on Twitter and stuff will say, well, this is not technically true. Well, because, you buy this through your film company, you buy that through using the name of your mother-in-law. This is, again, how this comes about. Fact check about the claim that Zelensky acquired. So they say it's false. Now, we know, I think the least... There's less faith now at this point in time in any of the official fact checkers than there is in probably pretty much anything on the planet, because things, it just takes time to find out what the truth is. And so again, why are they debunking so heavily? Did Zelensky buy a multi-million-dollar villa in Florida? I mean, look at all these items all over the place. $20 million mansion in Vero Beach, Florida. So this says patently false. But again, when we look closely, you'll find that these are done through other people sometimes, done through companies. Again, there's what we term shell companies. This is what the system does to hide itself. This is why you have individuals in corporations that are totally fearless about their situation, because if anything really, really happens and the corporation has to be dissolved, it doesn't really affect them in so much as you're not able to go after them directly. They will just open up another corporation. They will just shift. And here's another one on the Egyptian coast. And the debunkers are going crazy. And you have high-ranking Ukrainian officials splurging on luxury real estate in Switzerland. Again, when you look at this, all the people close to them, they're getting rich. There's no less trustworthy source, in my opinion, than Snopes. Yes, I mean, this is the big reveal. The more they debunk, the more they show their own complicity. And so how much money is he really worth? Now they're talking about him actually being a billionaire. How did that happen? A struggling comedic actor. Well, he's playing in the biggest role of his life, and he's still an actor, as we all know. you could see these dollar amounts just keep going up, as this was 2022, and they're saying, is he really worth 610 million? Well, now they are talking in the billions. This was also from 2022. And those that are around him in his inner circle are getting just exceedingly grotesquely rich as well. Meanwhile, Ukraine loses a whole generation of people. You know, there's one individual that you can trust in all the time, and that's your four-legged best friend, whether it's cat, dog, or maybe it's a donkey, maybe it's a pig, who knows. You know, again, they don't pay taxes, they don't own luxury villas, and they seem to be exceedingly happy, because the bottom line is, you know, when he passes on, is his soul going to be happy? I would venture to say no. As always, guys, thanks for your support. Source bless and namaste.